I don't know why. I just turned up so angry.
Hello and welcome to Maitland Sports Ground for the first meeting between the Maitland Pickers and South Newcastle at this new complex at Maitland. Two sides in really good form at the moment. Maitland have won their last two. For South Newcastle, they have won their last 4 straight. So it's a battle between second and third on the ladder. My name's Ben Homer. I'll be leading the call this afternoon. With me is injured Maitland back Luke Mercer. And Luke, perfect afternoon for footy. A little bit on the windy side, but Maitland Sports Ground's looking pretty nice out there.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Mate, it is. It's a really good playing service out there. We've definitely needed the upgrade, and we're loving every bit of it.
What are your thoughts on these two sides this afternoon? Obviously, Maitland have returned to form. They started the season on fire. 3 wins in your first 4. You defeated South 26 points to 6 in round 2, and then a little bit of a dip in form, but it's returned the last few weeks. The good form.
Yeah, exactly that, Ben. We have had a couple of hiccups, but the last couple of wins, we're back on track now. Injury does play a toll, but a lot of teams are in the same boat. But I think we've got that connection now, and with South, mate, we beat them pretty convincingly round 1. But since then, I think they're a dark horse, mate. They've got some really good wins together against the top team, so it'll be a really good hit out today for us.
Well, with West, they're the most informed side in the comp. Both sides have won their last 4. We'll see if that can continue this afternoon. Just some late changes and some huge news if you're a Maitland fan, because Ryan Walsh is out of the side with a knee injury. Hayden Granger is back, his first game back in more than a month from a foot injury. How big a loss is that?
Mate, it is a massive loss. He's been great for us. He's been playing a fair bit of fullback, but with Granger, mate, he'll pick up where he left off. He's been playing some really good football and consistent football. He's just come back from a foot injury, and I'm looking forward to him getting out there today and steering us around.
Geordie Connolly also comes into the side. Another change from the team lists advertised during the week. Jaden Hocking out of the side. And Tim Watson also out of the starting side for Maitland, and Tyler Carter comes off the bench in the second row. And for Souths, Jared Flanagan, their leading try scorer, he's out of the side. Logan Mitchell comes in for him. Henry Penn is out. Jaden Hetherington plays his first match of the season in place of him. And Tom Cronin, New South Wales Cup Knights player, he's out. Jacob Affleck comes into the side for him, and Jake Lawrence in the second row is replaced by Lewis Hamilton. So a few changes for both sides. Maitland, of course, led out by their captain coach Luke Dawn. They've got some pedigree, both coaches. Of course, Maitland's Luke Dawn playing over 280 matches in the English Super League and Challenge Cup, and Ben Cross, of course, playing in the NRL with the Knights, the Storm, also played for New South Wales. So two very experienced coaches that'll lead their sides in a battle this afternoon. Referee for this afternoon's match is Lewis Matheson. Now, Lewis, referee for this afternoon, was in charge of that very heated Coalfields derby last week. You saw that, Luke. Of course, Dane Tilse is out of the Maitland side this afternoon for his role in that.
Yeah, mate, it was a pretty fiery sort of finish. It was a bit disappointing, to be honest. It was a great game of football, and at the end of that way, it got a bit ugly, but Dane will be on the sidelines for 2 weeks. And we'll definitely miss him today, mate. But yeah, it was a heated battle, and yeah, we'll build from that anyway. Tills will be fine in 2 weeks' time. I'll probably rest that big rig of his, and we'll be right.
Get himself ready and raring to go for the back half of the season. Sure, he'd enjoy that. Maitland, the last few years they've struggled in the top grade. 2 wooden spoons and a second last place finish in 2017. This year they're looking to turn it around. As South, second on the ladder at the moment, get us underway. The question is, how can Maitland stop this good run of form that South have produced? And I feel it's going to come from their attack, because South's defence has been superb. They'll show a little bit of ill discipline early and give away the penalty, but it's been South's defence, Luke, that has been so superb the last 2 weeks. 18 points conceded in 2 matches. Yeah,
that's massive, mate. They've got a really big forward pack, so in the middle there. We've just got to get these big fellas that move them around, which I think the players that we've got, the position we've got today, I think we'll find that. We'll find the edges on Tyler Carter playing the back row. The left edge has been really good out wide for us, so just got to pass that football around, mate, and just got to start strong. Once we start strong, we usually kick on off that, but the last couple of times we have lost, it was a slow start, but I think today, mate, we get that roll, as you said, just complete our football and hope to get the 2 points.
It's been an indifferent performances at home from Maitland. 2 wins and 2 defeats from 4 matches here at Maitland Sports Ground, the newly redeveloped ground. And Souths have had the wood over them in the head-to-head. 3 wins in the last 9. We see Jaden Butterfield take it forward. Adam Clydesdale, of course, in at dummy half. He got it away to Horwood, and he's within 10 metres of the goal line, Brenton Horwood. So a great chance for Maitland early on. Clydesdale wanting a quick play of the ball. Turns it back on the inside. Plenty of power shown from Butterfield. He's not far away from the try line. A couple of centimetres. Clydesdale goes short. Maitland open the scoring. Tyler Carter. Or has he spilled it?
It back. What's he caught here?
Well, he has. He said he spilled it. Lewis Matheson, in going to put it down Tyler Carter, you would expect he'd know how to do that. He's Maitland's leading try scorer this year. 6 tries already, looking to make it 7. And he couldn't quite do so. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. That's a huge let-off for South.
It is, mate. I was fist bumping. I thought it was a try, but yeah, as you said, he's the man on the edge to find, and we definitely did that, which that's great signs. We have completed, which is we'll bounce back, mate. We'll be right. So
South get a reprieve, and what's better is they get 7 tackles from the 20-metre restart. As Joe Morris goes for a little scamper out of dummy half. Finds a Toa. Calls about a forward pass. It has gone forward, according to Lewis Matheson. And a lot of the parochial crowd here at Maitland Sports Ground.
That's one good thing, mate, especially here. We've got the good facilities now for the Maitland public to come here, and they enjoy their football, and it definitely helps us out here and the crowd get behind us.
And I remember the Knights played the Eels here in a trial in the pre-season. It was superb christening to this ground.
Yeah, it was, mate. It's good to see so many people in here enjoying their football, and I think the community deserves it, mate. We've got a good base, and hopefully, as I said, get a couple of wins on board and get into those finals football and get everyone keen to come back to Maitland Sports Ground.
So Maitland go down the short side. Geordie Connolly. Connolly just up over the 40-metre line. Clydesdale quickly out of dummy half, and short ball away to Padberg, who's in the starting lineup in 14. Originally named on the bench as Jaden Butterfield gets dumped on his back. Clydesdale. Now Horwood. Hit to get over the stripe in 2018, Brenton Horwood. Now Clydesdale. And now Scott Williams. Tyler Perrin. And very well taken by Van Dardel, who's playing at fullback this afternoon. Played 2 matches in the New South Wales Cup with the Newcastle Knights side. Filling in for Lockie Wormsley, who's moved into the halves for this afternoon's clash. And Wormsley is in there at dummy half. Takes a little run. He's met there by Jaden Butterfield, who brings him to ground just over the 30-metre line. Here's Simpson. Morris kicking out a dummy half. It was a scuffed kick. Bobbles around down there. Maitland bring it out from their own end. So after that early chance for Maitland, it was dropped over the line by Tyler Carter. It's both sides just trying to get into their groove, Luke.
Yeah, just feeling each other at the start of the game. As I said, both teams have started strong, completing their sets. It's been pretty good football, back to end-to-end sort of stuff. It's been great.
There's Geordie Connolly. A couple of early touches of the football for him. To Williams. Played in Sydney last year, did Scott Williams, with Concord in the Ron Massey Cup as Padberg. With Ryan Walsh out, you'd expect Shea Padberg to take on the goal-kicking duties. He's slotted a couple this year. The ball spread out wide. Elliot Jennings, he's
been tackled
just been pushed into touch.
Another try gone bang.
Maybe with a little bit of assistance from the wind. It is blowing a gale and it's coming across the ground. That wouldn't have assisted Jennings on his dash to the line. And South's able to push him over the sideline. Maybe the wind just slightly with Maitland as well. You can see it coming across the ground, Luke.
It's blowing a gale out there, mate. You can see those flags on the other side of the field. It's definitely going to play a part in this game, but it's positive signs for Maitland today, mate. As I said, we've had 2 tries there, very close, so putting the finger on the pulse, it's good signs. I hope we can keep this completion up.
Wormsley knocks that one over the touchline. Yeah, Souths have enjoyed trips to Maitland in the past. At Coronation Oval in their last 2 matches, they won both of those. Although they didn't win their last match here at Maitland Sports Ground. That was back in 2016 before the redevelopment. They win a penalty here.
That's going to hurt, I think, Ben, with that the penalty back-to-back, mate. We can't afford to do that, especially a team like South. Hopefully we can hold them out. Here's one more set.
Yeah, a couple in a row there. Really piggybacking South down the field. We've had a little bit of time wasted by these balls from the kicks for touch from penalties, getting blown all the way to the edge of Maitland Sports Ground. And Logan Mitchell's had to run all the way over there and bring it back. It's a tough afternoon if you're a ball boy.
He just ran 2Ks, that winger, to get that football. That's good for us. Good sign.
More running than he's done already in the match so far.
That's right.
Here's Joe Morris. Turns it back on the inside for Simpson. And now Walmsley takes them on, steps. He's about 5 metres from the line, Lachlan Walmsley. 4 tries for him this year, looking to add to it there. Faitatoa, trying to get his arms free. The ball was just wrapped up there well by the Maitland defence. Spun wide here, Van Dartel puts it on the toe. That's well taken by Isaac Upton. And he gets it back up to the 10. He's driven back by Cameron King. He's a strong front rower, the number 23 for South. But just getting them out of a little bit of pressure there, Isaac Upton. He did well.
And Isaac's been great for us at the back three. He's a tough little player, and he gets our front foot forward really, really well. He's got some really good tries in him as well. He's a good finisher.
You were telling me pre-match he was part of that Nelson Bay side who won that A-grade competition last year. The Bombers?
Yeah, he was, mate. There's a fair few Bay boys come back to Maitland this year. They're great clubmen. It's good to have them in the club. Isaac, actually, I think he got man of the match that game. He played really well. Watched the highlights around, and he's been really, really well for us. He's pretty versatile too. He's playing on the wing today, but he can also play fullback, centre, even in the halves. He's good for us this year. He's definitely got some points in him.
So Clydesdale again looking for the short side raid as he got the ball away to Granger. See what Maitland can come up with here. I'll be in good attacking position at the end of this set as Padberg is put down. Clydesdale. Here is Granger taking on the line. He met some strong defence. Faitatoa there, and Cameron King puts on another big hit. Horwood. King again up doing some defensive duties for South. Clydesdale. Again they go the short side. Back for Luke Dawn. Plenty of space for the Maitland fullback. And he's got it down. He has got it down. Luke Dawn, 4 tries now for him this season. He's been a great signing for them since finishing up his career in England back in 2016. And the captain coach gets over the line to deservedly open the scoring for the Pickers, Luke.
100%, Ben. As I said, the big thing, mate, is that the completion rate. I think it's 100%. I think we've completed every single set so far, and answered the question on the line. We've looked really well. So well deserved by Dorney, our coach. He's going really good. The last couple of games, he's really picked up the boys and playing really some good football.
Now this is where it's going to get really tough. Shea Padberg is going to line up the conversion. Ryan Walsh has done the majority of the goal kicking this year, 28 goals for him, and for Shea Padberg just a couple slotted this year, so it's going to be difficult with this win we've spoken about. And he'll probably want to start this out to the right with the wind coming across him.
Pretty aggressive, yeah. Shea's got definitely a job on his hands here.
Struck it all right, and it's between the posts. Very neat conversion.
He'll be happy with that one.
Kept it low, and it just slots inside the bottom corner of the goalposts. Doesn't matter where it goes, as long as it goes through.
That's right, it's got the 2 points, he will take that, that's for sure.
So just over 11 minutes gone in round 10 of the Real NRL Newcastle Rugby League. Harry Van Dartel will get play back underway for Souths. And Maitland, who have had the best chances so far, will bring it back through Jaden Butterfield, who gets it up to the 20-metre line. A really good return from him there. He's been with the Knights New South Wales Cup side, Jaden Butterfield. Here he is again. Second run for the set. Clydesdale. Hadberg. Very diminutive. Almost found a little bit of a hole through the middle of the South's defensive line. Here's Granger. Adam Clydesdale continues to probe in that dummy half area. Was played in the National Rugby League last year with Canberra and Cronulla. And that one has just landed inside the touchline. I thought it was going sailing out on the full, but somehow it's just landed inside the line. And a good set to end after scoring points for Maitland. South will have the ball 10 metres from their own goal line, and you really couldn't have hoped for a better set there, Luke, from the Pickers.
Yeah, that's right, and once again we've completed the set. I thought that ball was well and truly going to go over the sideline with that wind, but it's just snuck in. Hopefully we get the finger on the pulse here and South's come up for an error.
Here's Daniel Martini, former rugby union player himself, with the Wanderers in the rugby union competition locally, and Warringah with the Shute Shield last year. He's been strong for South this year. Here's Cameron King. Very tough to put down. There's a reason he wears number 23. I don't think he can fit into the number 8 jersey, Cameron King. It's the ball unloaded by Faitatoa.
And that's exactly what we ordered, as an error, and we got it, we delivered it. So hopefully we can capitalise on that and come up with another 4-pointer.
There's Josh Griffith with the ball and the fend. And I'll start a set on the first tackle. 35 out from the goal line. Tyler Carter. Probably wondering how he hasn't already got a try next to his name after he dropped the ball over the line in the first couple of minutes here this afternoon. Griffiths with another touch. Jennings. Now to Luke Dawn. Hadberg put down 22 metres from the South goal line. In the centre of the ground, Clydesdale. Out the back, Granger. And he's just been able to... Well, he has lost the ball there, Tyler Carter, as he looked to poke his nose through and get the unload away. Now Souths have given up the advantage.
We got out of jail there. I think Tyler back then was trying to pass it out the back, and
he just snuck through, didn't he, and had the opportunity to get his arms free, and he did, but the ball was just jolted free. Here's Butterfield. So Maitland, once again, it's been the story of the opening quarter hour of this first half. Maitland on the South's goal line. Clydesdale out the back. Perrin. Now Luke Dawn. He cut out Geordie Connolly and tried to get it wide to Upton, but it hit the deck and momentum was slowed. Connolly, he was winding up. He ran straight at the small frame of Joe Morris, who's able to put him against the goalpost. Well, he got the ball down here.
Got 4 points. He's got a try.
Can you believe it? He has.
He shows some incredible strength there.
Well, for all money, it looked as though South had wrapped him up, and he's got the ball down. Now, I'm unsure whether he has got the ball over the line or he's just put it at the base of the post, because, of course, the rule is if you put it at the base of the padding, it counts as a try, which is actually probably about 20 to 30 centimetres from the actual try line. So he's done incredibly well there.
He's definitely strong, Geordie. He's one of the other guys, mate. You can put him in the front row, wing, and he can play anywhere. He's very versatile, but he's just backed himself there, hasn't he? He's got himself the try straight onto the post.
He was playing in Western Australia last year, Geordie. Now at Maitland.
Yeah, went over there for work opportunities and ended up playing for Western Australia over there and made the rep teams as a 6.
He's been with Cessnock previously, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Geordie
He had
Connolly.
a year or two at Cessnock. He's a Maitland junior. He's a West Maitland junior. Same as Shea Padberg.
And I'm sure Shea will be enjoying this kick at goal, right in front. Well, he may have to take it again here. such as the strength of the wind here at Maitland this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. I think the wind is... I think we're running against the wind, Ben, to be honest. So hopefully the second half it stays that way and we have a bit of wind behind us. But just shows there South the crucial error. They coughed up the football after we lost it then. And maybe said we got the 4 points through Geordie Conley. It was a great try, individual try.
Well, Souths have been very ill-disciplined this afternoon. They've given away a couple of penalties and a couple of errors when they've been on the attack and then inside their own red zone. So it's hurt. And it's hurting them on the scoreboard as well. And it was an easy victory for the Pickers against the Lions back in round 2, 26 points to 6. And already they're out to a 12 points to 0 advantage, Maitland here. Clydesdale, Padberg. 2 from 2 on the conversion front, so he'll be full of confidence. Clydesdale jumps out of dummy half and finds Horwood. Adam Clydesdale returning to the club where his grandfather played, Don Adams. Played for Australia as well, his grandfather Don. 57 matches in the NRL for Adam as Hayden Granger with a bit of a goose step, and then Luke Dawn. It's put on the toe by Josh Griffiths, and it will beat Elliot Jennings over the line. Maybe on a less windy afternoon that may have just sat up in the in goal, but not this afternoon. Yeah,
once again another completion, mate. Well, it's another good sign. But yeah, for sure. I thought that was going to hold up. But once again, the winds pushed that over the dead ball line.
So Daniel Martini to get things moving for Souths. Turned back on the inside by Glanville, and here's Higgins getting his first touch of the afternoon. Now Van Darnell.
Down in the backfield there, Ben. Not sure who it is.
It's
Shea Padberg.
Yeah, it is Padberg. Yeah, he's maybe a little winded.
We've got 2 down. Oh no.
So Maitland down to 11 at the moment, and Wormsley trying to exploit that to Lewis Schneider.
Hopefully the ref can stop the game here. We've got 2 down.
Now Wormsley, I think that might be the case. So it's 13 on 11. Lewis Matheson allowing play to go on.
They finally stopped, thank God for that, Ben.
And he has stopped play. So Padberg.
We're in trouble.
I'm just having a look who's down just in front of us. Inside the 40-metre line, it is Geordie Connolly in the number 4. Yeah, Padberg just looks to be winded, so doesn't look to be too bad. Or maybe it's a head injury.
It's a head injury, mate. It looks like he's got the cross, so he might have got a head knock.
And Geordie Connolly looks as though he will stay out there. And we've just seen Dylan Clark. He's come onto the ground for Maitland in 15. So he's come out to the centres, and Geordie Connolly's moved into lock. It looks to be. Here's Faitatoa. Winding up and heading towards the goalpost. 7 matches for him in the New South Wales Cup. The South forward, Cameron King. He was trying to get the offload away. May not need support. He's held up. Not put to ground though. Morris goes the open side. Maitland player tripped over in the line there. Now Ryan Glanville put to ground about a metre from the goal line. Joe Morris. Now Van Darnell. Wormsley got a great step on him, but he's wrapped up. Was well read there by Luke Dawn. And Maitland, captain, coach.
There goes the wind again. It's
wreaking havoc, and now their ball's been spilled. As he went back to pick it up, Joe Morris, he had a little peek. And he spilled the ball, and that's really hurt Souths in this opening half.
Yeah, it's definitely there with Joey Morris come up that error. We'll run to the pump then, as I said, back-to-back penalties, and it was we're in dying straits then. But once again, they've come up with that error. It's Souths. I think that's about their 6th drop now, incompleted set. So for us, it's great news, and hopefully we can hold the ball and just get it down their end again.
Yeah, really important set, isn't it, here for the Pickers, just to calm things down after a set of defence on the line. And he slipped right through Josh Griffiths. Has he got the pace to beat Van Dartel? It doesn't look as though he will.
He stopped the ball.
He has. He spilt it.
Double knock on there.
Van Dartel came across and initiated the contact, and Griffiths just couldn't hang on to the pill in the end.
That was a great individual run, wasn't it, for Josh? He backed himself, but unfortunately he's come up for the error.
That was a try-saving tackle from Van Dartel. Josh Griffiths, he showed a clean pair of heels. What's fascinating at the moment, South's third best defence in the competition. Lakes with the second worst, I should say Maitland with the second worst. And it's Maitland's defences look stronger thus far this afternoon.
Yeah, we've really aimed up. That's the thing that we've been really working for the last couple of weeks was to do those little things, those little 1%ers defensively. There was a couple of lapses there, especially in the later part of the halves. We've been falling off, so it's going to really challenge us here. We've been really good for the first half of this half. I hope, see, we go. We've got 18 minutes left.
Well, here's Martini, slips right through. Can he get the offload away to Affleck? He takes them on himself. He's too strong, Martini. Affleck reaches the pass and he has got it down. Well, I thought he'd almost wasted it there, Dan Martini, as he burst through. He got the frantic fling out the back. Affleck was able to just reach it and dive over the line. And out of nothing, really, Souths have an opportunity to halve the deficit from the conversion.
Yeah, as I said, Ben, we've been lapsing there that last sort of 20 minutes of each half, falling off some tackles, and you look at the clock, it's 18 minutes into it, so hopefully the wheels haven't fallen off them, and it was just a bit of a one-on-one miss there on the edge, but it was a great individual run by the 12, Daniel. Actually, the guy that scored, Affleck, he's played a couple of years with Maitland, him and his brother, so you'd rather be scoring tries wearing black and white instead of red and white.
Yeah, there's nothing much sweeter than scoring against your former club. Jacob Affleck doing that there. But what I was most impressed with was Harry Van Dartel spotted the 3-on-2. Martini then was able to use his strength to just burst through the hole in the line. And then
he's definitely a big, strong ball runner, isn't he? Martini. He's got a fair size, a fair chunk of legs on him too.
So Wormsley looking to knock this one over from the touchline. Tough conditions for goal kickers this afternoon, and Wormsley, he wasn't far off, strikes the upright, and the gap remains just beyond a converted try for Souths. But to be honest, I think I'd be pleased with just being 8 points behind after the opening 24 minutes. Maitland have had much of the possession down the attacking end, and Souths haven't been great, but they're just 8 points in arrears. Lincoln Smith's heading out there for Maitland as they make their first change.
The talk out to the boys, I'd definitely be saying stiffing up the defence here. As we said, we are lapsing at the back half of each half, so I dare say the word will be out there to really stiffen up the defence here, so it'll be good to see what the boys come up with.
So Souths will see what they can come up with after scoring points. A couple of weeks ago against Lakes, about 3 times from the kickoff they let the ball go over the dead ball line. So they've done a little better there, and they're going to win a penalty.
That's not going to help, is it?
Well, a chance for them to go back-to-back here, Luke.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely not going to help us. The piggyback, as I said, the team like this, you've got to really put your finger on the pulse. And as I said, defensively, lapses there, and the penalties is definitely not helping us. So hope we get off the line here, mate, and hold them out.
So here's Simpson. He's part of the Newcastle Rebels side this year, the only South player part of that team. Really strong contact. Scott Matthews driven into the turf.
Carter.
Wormsley slips through. He was able to get the ball away, but Van Dartel couldn't clean it up. Maitland get away with one.
Once again, Ben, as you said, the score line's 12-4. Souths were probably pretty happy with that. The amount of ball that they've dropped and the pressure we've been having on their line, it's been uncharacteristic, really. But hopefully now Maitland can bounce back and just get back to the basics and complete their set here and get it down the other end.
So inside the final 14 minutes of this first half at Maitland Sports Ground, round 10 of the real NRL. And it's the home side Maitland, leading Souths by 12 points to 4. And here's a penalty for the Pickers. Much needed penalty for them.
Just talking to Tilsey just back there, Ben. Hopefully he'll come back and have a quick word to us.
It'd be good to hear his thoughts on this first half. A couple of weeks off for Dane Tilse. Here's Clydesdale. Now Lincoln Smith trying to make an impact off the bench this afternoon. It's only 30 metres away. Clydesdale goes for a scamper again. Out the back, Perrin, Dawn. Then away to Dylan Clark, who takes them on. Got flung towards the touchline. Geez, gone.
Has he stayed in there?
Perilously close. Well, he rolled over and somehow kept his legs from crossing the line. Brenton Horwood.
Strong carry. Well, we're set up for a play out wide, do you think, Ben? Got good shape here.
Yeah, it does look good out to the left, and Clydesdale just takes them on.
What's he called here?
Is this an obstruction as Clydesdale used the man who played the ball as a blocker there? That's the only reason I can think the penalty went against the Pickers there.
I think, yeah, just diving between the play the ball, I think, Ben. He's
diving between the legs, a bit of tunnel ball.
Yeah, I think so, mate.
And South will bring it out from their own red zone now. Important that they complete this set. Scott Matthews gets up to play the ball. So they ring the changes close to the half-time interval. South second on the ladder. Up against Maitland, who are third. They've won their last 4 matches straight. Maitland have won 2 straight. As we see a high shot, penalty goes the way of the visitors. Just releasing the pressure valve again.
Once again, Ben, as I said, they're getting themselves out of trouble, aren't we? We're just piggybacking down their end. Our discipline's really got to pick up.
And Souths have let Maitland off the hook a couple of times in this first half as Walmsley's just bulleted that one into the crowd. You need some crash helmets, I think, if you're sitting down below us, Luke.
Yeah, we're definitely nice and close, aren't we, to the action. That's one good thing about this ground. It's really good. It's 5 metres actually from the first row of seats to the sideline.
Yeah, really improves the atmosphere as well. Here's Joe Morris and now Cameron King trying to swat away defenders like flies, and Clydesdale just got him off balance and was able to reef him to the turf. Glanville, now Martini, who had a hand in that first try this afternoon. Morris, Van Dartel, and now Cameron King. Gee whiz. Bumped away from a couple. And then Inspector Gadget style, he just got the unload away.
That's another one, Ben. Cameron King actually had a season of us coming back from the night system, and he had a fair few games with us in first grade 2 years ago. He's a big bop, that's for sure. It's hard to stop. He's got a really good offload on as well.
Well, here's Walmsley. And now
it's a great
Van
ball.
Dartel, the flick pass away. It is play on, and Souths are over again. Back-to-back tries for the Lions. And they are reeling in this deficit, 12 points to 8. It was Lewis Schneider who got over the line.
It was a great flick ball, wasn't it, to put Schneider over. Ben, I've just got Dane Tilse here now, mate, to have a quick word.
Hey guys, how you going?
Yeah, good, Dane. How are you feeling being on the sidelines for this one?
Yeah, it's a bit different, mate. It's a shame getting a couple of weeks off, but these things happen in footy, so we're going all right, but that's sort of levelled it up a bit there now, so hopefully we can go into half-time strong and finish the game and get a good win.
What are your thoughts on this first half? Obviously, you started very strong, but Souths have come back in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they have, mate. It's pretty close now, so I think just possession is going to be the key in this win, and we're going to need kick chase, good escorts and stuff like that around the ball, because this ball's going absolutely anywhere at the moment. So going to have to be good to get away with this. South's a pretty good side.
And what have you made of the last couple of weeks? Obviously a rough trot in the middle of the season, but you've returned to form the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. We had a couple of bad losses there, and then we sort of got together, and we, as a playing group, we know we needed to find a bit more, and I think we did that. So it was a bit scrappy last week, but the commitment had improved and that sort of stuff. So confident if we can get away with a good win here at home, it'll really set us up, and we want to make sure we're up there, at the end of the year.
Lachlan Walmsley, he's put that one between the sticks, I believe. I'm just having a quick scan as he just put it wide, 12 points to 8, so a 4-point gap. Dane, I don't know if I called you Luke at the start by accident, but I actually played tennis against your brother Luke about a couple of years ago.
Man.
Yeah, he is very competitive,
Breaking
Luke.
rackets and that, yeah.
I must say I did get the wood over him, but I haven't played him for a couple of years now. I haven't been playing for a couple of years, so I'm sure he's still going all right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going really well, mate. He owns a Happy Wombat in town there under Quest Apartments, and he's got that in the Tilson's Apple Truck cider that I help him out with too, so just plug a few of the family businesses there, mate. And,
that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah, no, he does a good job in there, so.
Well, Dane, thanks so much for sharing your time with us this afternoon. Thanks for coming and having a chat.
No worries at all. Hopefully Pickers, we can come home with this win. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, Tilsey, for that, mate. A nice little plug there, mate. Family business.
Yeah, the apple cider truck. I see it around town all the time. There's Isaac Upton quickly with a bit of a spin. Have you been to the Happy Wombat, Luke?
I have been, mate. Yeah, it's a great little joint. Luke's doing a really good job there. I've had dinner there as well, mate. It's a great feed. Everybody.
Some space out wide, and
Clark.
Yeah, good run from Clark.
It's a great run.
Up over the 30. Now, I think the Tilsons have got plenty out of Bar TV today with plugs, so we'll leave it there for them. I'll be pretty pleased, I'd say.
We'll grab that $50 off him later, Ben.
yeah, exactly. I thought it was 500.
500, that's probably about 10 minutes worth of his matches.
Here's Clydesdale. And now Clark. So 12 points to 8. The home side with the advantage, but just two tries apiece. Both conversions missed by Lachlan Walmsley. Here's Harry Van Dartel. Although both conversions very tough out from near the touchline.
It's very important this set defensively. We can't afford to do lapse any discipline areas here, penalties. And as I've just said it, they've just given away another penalty. It's just not good enough, Ben. We're definitely inviting them back into the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Walmsley will put this one over the touchline. That was a commentator's curse if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I'll just stop talking, I think, Ben, about these penalties. Every time I mention it, that the whistle blows.
What you've got to do is you've got to talk up Souths if you want Maitland to go well. That's normally the system.
That's a great run by South there.
Here's Joe Morris in at dummy half. There's a touch for Connor Brown as they bring it out to this near side of the ground. Higgins. So South, they can level it up here with a 4-pointer. Glenville.
It's going to be really testers here on the line, Ben. Hold them out, hopefully before half time we don't exceed any 4 points.
Now Joe Morris. Glenville. Stepped off the right, comes back infield. Decides against passing. Morris to Van Dartel. There is a little bit of space out there, but it's well taken by Elliot Jennings, and they've had to quickly get
in or just. That's great great hands by Elliot.
He has done well.
We've got just under 5 minutes to go, so hopefully we get just to finish this set off and play it down their end again, and hopefully not piggyback us once more time.
So trying to catch some dead Marines there with the scamper out of dummy half from Granger. Now Carter. And with South really fighting their way back into the contest, I feel it's important, as you were saying, Luke, for Maitland to get into the sheds. And just have a chat with Luke Dorn.
Tyler Carter, Ben, in the background there. He's hobbling around. He's not looking 100%. Hopefully he gets through these 4 minutes till half time. See how we go here, Ben. I'll wait to say it and see if it comes up, that whistle.
Here's Martini. South up over the 40-metre line. 3 wins in their last 9 matches against Maitland South, but they're behind in this one this afternoon. They're going to have to come from behind if they are to claim the 2 competition points and potentially go clear at the, or go to the top of the table if Lakes lose this afternoon in their match against West. So here's Elliot Jennings. We'll get those halftime scores from you, from the other grounds for you in the second half. Isaac Upton plays the ball, and then Granger away to Josh Griffiths. Granger. And now Padberg, who's returned to the field after...
Great play the ball. We've got momentum here, Ben.
He had that HIA. He's back out there, Shea Padberg. And now Griffiths got some space, or found some space on the outside. He was wrapped up well by Logan Mitchell. Piloted high by Granger. Van Dartel did look to be a little bit of bother there as he spun around, but he took it nicely. Scored twice against Curry in that thumping 32 points to 12 win for South. No, absolutely.
Great contact there with Tyler Carter.
Hammered Tyler Carter. Well, he seems to have recovered from that injury. It was Logan Mitchell coming in there. I should say Affleck coming in there for a run, the winger. And he knew about that. Here's Morris. He has Van Dartel making a run. Right through the centre, but Morris opted not to throw the short ball. Wormsley has decided to pass instead of kick. Was it the right option? Affleck puts it on the toe. Luke Dawn, he shouldn't have any issues with that, and doesn't. I'm sure he's seen plenty worse conditions than this, Luke Dawn, over in the UK. Ball swirling around this afternoon.
It's a
tough
great
for
run
fullbacks. Elliot Jennings almost wriggled his way right through the South defensive line.
Thing with Elliot Jennings, mate, he, believe it or not, he got he got man of the match and also best defender award last home game. And it was from a wing. It's a fair rap for the best defender on the field. He went really well. This is Cody Clulo for great offload. That's his debut today. It's really good to see him performing really well in reserve grade. He's finally got a crack up in first grade. He definitely deserves it, mate.
It'll be great to see him out there this afternoon. Cody Clulo in the middle of the park. Clydesdale. Now Dawn. Putting it on the toe. Dylan Clark after it. Affleck was able to get back. He just couldn't get away from the tackle of Isaac Upton. Here's Van Dartel, and Clulo makes that tackle there in the 17. Now Van Dartel with the bright orange boots. Skipping a step up to the 30-metre line. So just 30 seconds left in this opening 40 minutes at Maitland Sports Ground in round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League, the real NRL. Wormsley slow to his feet. And this may be the final play of this first half. Wormsley just thumps it down the ground. It takes a turn over the dead ball line, and that will do us for the opening half at Maitland Sports Ground, and it will be the Pickers who will go into the sheds ahead. They beat South back in round 2 by 26 points to 6. It's looking a lot more difficult this time around, and Souths will have to come from behind if they are to make it 5 straight wins on the trot. They've been in good form lately. Maitland looking to make it 3 straight. And Luke, I think Maitland will be fairly happy with that first half performance. They started well, but just let South back into it, and were able to hold them at bay in the end.
Yeah, that's 100%, Ben. Mate, I'm really happy with the completion of the boys today. I think we've only dropped to the one uncompleted set, but the thing that's going to kick us in the guts is the penalties, mate, especially midfield. I think it's probably the penalty count, I'm not sure. We've given away at least 4 and piggyback them back down to that. Other than that, mate, I think Dorney's going to be really, really happy with that. Just if we pick up that discipline part, the errors in that regards of the piggybacks, will hopefully get the 2 points, mate.
Well, we'll take a quick break here on Bar TV Sports. Maitland with a 12 points to 8 lead at the break. We'll be back in 10.
love Maitland. The new home of the Pickers. Whether you're playing bowls, hosting a function, having a drink, enjoying entertainment or not.
It'll be going out. It goes out live, and then I think it's on Facebook as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Facebook. Welcome back to Maitland Sports Ground, the second half of this round 10 real NRL clash between the home side, the Maitland Pickers, and South Newcastle Lions. And it will be the Pickers third on the table coming into this clash to get us underway in the second 40 minutes. Lachlan Walmsley getting underneath it. Charging it back is Souths as they look to get themselves back into this match. 4 points behind at half time. And Luke, what do you feel Souths have to do to get themselves back into the contest, to get level here with Maitland?
With Souths, I just think their errors, mate. They've dropped so much pill, luckily for us. But yeah, if they just complete, I think they've dropped a lot of ball, and that's what the flip side of that's what Dorney was saying at half time. I was very positive from the coach, from Dorney, just saying to us, our completion rate's really up there. It's up there. I think we only dropped one set, but once again, it's just the penalties, mate. It's going to really hurt us. Hopefully, we can pick that up at South. They've just completed that set there, so we'll wait and see, mate, how it folds out.
So Maitland bring it out from inside their own 20. So it was fairly upbeat in the Maitland sheds at half time from Coach Luke Dawn. As we see the penalty, this will help. But he was fairly happy with the side in the first half.
He was very happy, very positive. So it should be. We've been playing some good football. It's just those lapses of, and as we said at half time, he hasn't found touch here. He's dropped it. That was very lucky there. He didn't find touch, but fullback, was it? He's dropped.
Yeah, Harry Van Dartel.
Yeah, Harry's dropped the ball there. And that's what Dorney said. We just get to the completions and get the 2 points. Defensively, he said, just our discipline, mate, and a couple of one-on-one errors there let him back in the game. But as I said, that 20-minute mark of each half, we've been sort of lapsing there. So the message will be out there once again just to try and play that full 80 minutes, mate.
Sort of scrum feed instead of the tap from the touchline after the drop from Van Dartel. And that's those little 1%ers that South probably just haven't been getting right all the time this afternoon, that they have in recent weeks. Clydesdale now out to Perrin. Here's Granger getting involved, and now Tyler Carter. Clydesdale. Granger again taking on the line and was able to brush away from Wormsley.
It doesn't look like that foot's really bothering this first game back for Granger, which is really good to see.
He hadn't played since the first weekend in June, Hayden Granger. They're doing well, coping well, Maitland, without Ryan Walsh as well. And now turned back for Padberg, who met a brick wall. And probably not a great end to the set, but with the... Well, actually, yes, it is a handover for South. But this is the thing, with the 7-tackle set from the 20-metre restart, you look at that and you go, well, do you take the risk, put it into the in goal and potentially put it dead on a windy afternoon like this, or do you give it to them 2 metres from their own goal line?
I'm sure we're happy with the 2 metres without the in goal line, mate. As I said, we put pressure on them. They hopefully just stiff it up here, but it's another completion, so it's another ticket, mate. I'll be happy with that.
Brendan Simpson back out there to start the second half. Gets to within a couple of metres of the red paint, the 40-metre line. Connor Brown gets to his feet and just dinked over the top by Ryan Glanville. And Luke Dawn, well, he made that look easy, didn't he? Just reeled it in as if he had glue on the ends of his hands there. Such was the ease. He brought the ball to his chest, the Maitland fullback. Upton out of dummy half. One of 6 Pickers players who have played all matches, all 9 matches this season. Dane Tilse was the other one, but he's missing this afternoon through suspension. As we noted, that fight last week against Cessnock, he was sent off. Here's Clydesdale onto Luke Dawn. He looks in on the inside, and Lincoln Smith just went running into a gaping hole, and it was the final play. So another interesting end to that set for Maitland, not getting to the kick again for the second straight set.
Yeah, our last tackle option there was pretty rushed. Dawny won't be happy with that, but as long as we keep competing, strengthen up here in defence. And as I said, mate, just these penalties, we keep them down there and toil away, mate. We'll be happy with that.
And do you feel that lack of polish on the final play, the last 2 sets, is down to the fact that Ryan Walsh has been there for much of the season and he's not there this afternoon as South spill the ball?
Yeah, you've nailed it there, mate, as well. He has been playing a lot of fullback for us, Walshy, but he has got a great kicking game. He's one of them players, mate, that gives himself a lot of time for the football. But yeah, we are lapsing there a little bit. Hopefully we get that fine-tuned, mate. Definitely the message will be out there. It's a great run there by Cody Clearlo, the bloke on his debut. He's... I'll call him the C train. He's a little record ball. He's got himself a penalty as well, which is great. It's a quick tap there from Clydesdale.
Well, Clydesdale, he caught Morris and Simpson there, who weren't back to 10. They didn't get involved in the play. Granger, well, he was looking to get it wide to Tyler Carter out on this near side. Opted against it. Lincoln Smith now trucks it down the middle. Clydesdale, Padberg!
Has he got there?
Well, he's gone almightily close. He has been held up. That's a great tackle. Great defensive work. It was a
great one-on-one tackle, wasn't it? He put himself on the line there, and I think Shea Padberg's hurt himself.
And it was Lewis Schneider. Did wonderfully well, that line centre. And Padberg, not for the first time this afternoon, looks to be in a little bit of pain. And the weather just closing in with the wind and maybe potentially some rain on the way. It's just taken a turn since half time. Here's Padberg straight back in the action. Clydesdale lopes for the short side and then switches infield. And here's Josh Griffiths bumping away from a couple and getting it down. Josh Griffiths, great strength for the Maitland centre. And that is a critical point for Maitland to get over the line.
Had a lot to do there, didn't he, Ben? He's done exceptional there. It was a good little play at the short side. He's found himself running back underneath and just backed his strength there, and he's got the 4 points. It was great.
It was a great switch, wasn't it? Just changing the point of attack, and Josh Griffiths, who was sort of bouncing around as if he was on a jumping castle there between defenders, and then wriggled his way through a gap, and that'll really hurt Souths.
It's great to see Josh back at the club. I played for a couple of years there out at Curry, but he's a Maitland junior. It's good to see him back in the black and white. Maitland playing first grade. He's playing some really good football too, and he's deserved that try today.
As you mentioned, a Maitland junior, but he was at Greater Branxton last year.
Yeah, he's also had a couple of years out at Curry as well, mate, out there, but found himself back here at the club and hope he stays.
Is this a bit premature? We are the champions, is blaring out the speakers here at Maitland Sports Ground. Well, it's quickly been stopped.
He must have heard you, mate.
We got the stream in the timekeeper's box. Here's Shay Padberg. And he keeps his 100% record up. He'll be pleased with that. 3 from 3 for Shay. Taking over from Ryan Walsh with the goal-kicking duties this afternoon. All three have been, well, 2 of them have been pretty much in front. The other was a decent kick from probably midway between the touchline and the centre of the ground.
Yeah, that's right. This is a very important set here, Ben, especially after scoring a try. We can't cough up the footy here, so hopefully we get to that 6th tackle and use that winning kick it downfield.
Well, it may even be an afternoon for someone to actually hold the ball on the tee. And those new tees basically look like a telegraph pole that the ball sits on top of. They're not very stable in the wind like this. And Van Dartel opted just to go short. And in the end, they don't get the ball back. And Maitland start a set 30 metres out from their own goal line.
That's a great start and a good play ball. Here we go again. Cody Clearlo, he's only got one gear, mate, and it's flat out.
He's been great so far. Here's Hayden
Good inside
Granger,
ball,
Luke Dawn showing a clean pair of heels. The Maitland fullback is too quick, and 2 tries for Luke Dawn this afternoon. He just raced through an opening. And Maitland have started this first half like a steam train. 22 points to 8, they're out.
And the big thing with that, as you said, that play the ball by Tyler Carlo and followed up by, as I call it, the C-Train, Cody Clear. That was a great ball running steam run then, and then it just played off that, got the momentum, and a good inside ball from Hayden Granger. Found the captain, Coach Dawn, as he does week in, week out. He really backs up well from the inside, and he's got himself 4 points today. Another 4 points, actually. That's 2 tries from Dawn, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, scored the opening try in the first half. Now another one.
Just a quick shout out too, Ben, with my wife. She's back at Cobar, and the 2 girls, to say hello to Quiddy Mercer and Harvey and all the crew out there at Cobar.
So they're watching this afternoon, are they?
Yeah, I think they're listening now to YouTube and watching it, mate. So she'll probably give me some pointers after this, but see how I go.
No, you're doing well. You're doing very well. How many weeks are you out for again? You've got a few weeks left, haven't you?
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, mate, they're saying, of the tour at PCL. We're going to see a specialist on the 6th of August. Hopefully, mate, get back at the end of the season and play some final football.
And the way you guys are going at the moment, seems that will be the case. It's so tight, though. Padberg puts that one between the posts. 4 from 4 for him.
Geordie Connolly coming on for Shay now. Geordie must be playing in the middle now, Ben, unless he's pushed. Yeah, I think he'll find he'll come on and play lock forward, I'd say, mate.
Dylan Clark will stay in the centres. Oh, we are the champions is back again. And they've also added 2 more points to the scoreboard here, Maitland. So it actually says 26 points to 8 here at Maitland. It's only 24 points to 8, so maybe getting a little overexcited. But still a sizable advantage, 16 points. And in tough conditions like this, it's going to be hard for South to throw the ball around and get back into it. Jaden Butterfield backs into the line. Onto the park for his second stint. And Scott Williams now wins the penalty. So it's everything. Everything's going the way of the Pickers now. And it seems as though the wind has got stronger as this second half has commenced.
Definitely, man. We're running with the wind this half, which is going to really help us out, as you said, with the kicking game.
Look
That's a great run there.
That's Cody Clulow again, straight down the middle. Actually, it's not Lincoln Smith. Lincoln Smith.
Yeah. Same sort of build, mate.
Yeah, both built very much like a coal train, charging forward. Actually remind me of Dave Taylor's build, actually. It's Clydesdale. Shorty goes to Scott Williams. Now Perrin switches back to Geordie Connolly. He's very mobile, playing in the middle of the park. And then Clydesdale loops it up and over the top. Upton gets the arms free, and just as the rain starts to fall, Maitland score again. And it's raining tries for them in the second half.
What a try. As I said, mate, he can find the line, Isaac. He just had still a fair bit to do there, and used his feet and got another try. That's great. So that'll bring the 28-8. Keep the come, I think it is, mate.
Yeah, and this is getting even more difficult for South now. Home crowd absolutely loving this.
And that's what we need to do, mate, start this second half strong, which we have. I just hope we keep this momentum all the way through for the full 80 minutes, mate. We see a fair bit of rain coming down now as well, so slippery conditions. So if we can hold this ball, especially after we score a try, make sure we get the completed set here of the kick.
Now, this is an absolute stitch-up here. So Shea Padberg, he's had most of his attempts at conversion from right in the middle of the park, and he's decided, well, he's going to go have a stint on the bench, so here you go, Scott Williams. Have this one.
He's 4 from 4, walked off, 100%. That'll do me.
So this one into the wind with rain from the touchline. Doesn't get much tougher than this, and he hasn't kicked a goal all season. Scott Williams. He scored the one try this year. The Maitland second rower.
I'm backing him here, Ben.
Boy, this would be incredible if he knocked this one over.
I'm going to back him here.
He deserves a standing ovation if he can pilot this one between the posts. So here he is, Williams. He hits it. No, I don't think it's going to have the legs. Well, it did.
Just fallen short. See Gibson coming on now. He's a good young kid, the 16. He's come from the 19s. He's a really, really crafty player. He's got silky skills, very good kicking game and passing game. Be good to see him out here today in first grade.
His first appearance in the top grade this season. Played a few matches last year for Maitland. Here's Upton, scored the try. And such is the strength of the wind. We've got plenty of shelter here at Maitland, but we can actually feel the wind in the rain in the grandstand. It's almost horizontal.
That's right, it's blowing a gale, isn't it? It's very windy and wet conditions.
Here's Geordie Connolly. Oh, he has been dumped on his head there. He probably unfortunate not to receive a penalty.
It'd take a lot to hurt that head, mate.
Here's Granger.
He goes again, once again. As you said, he's play anywhere, this bloke.
And just adding some more mobility to the centre of the park. Playing in that lock roll.
See a lot of the people from the grandstand are walking back behind, so they stayed under cover, getting wet down the first couple of rows.
Well, Jacob Affleck did well there. He faced his own goal line just to ensure the ball trickled backwards. Van Dartel. Now to Schneider. Very bunched, aren't they, at the moment, Souths? All around the play of the ball. Martini, who set up their second try this afternoon. That seems like an age ago now. Harry Van Dartel with the headgear.
That was a great play, the ball, wasn't he? He's just gained 30 metres and still going.
nice and quick, and he scampered away, and he's up to the 30-metre line. It was just behind Glanville. He chips over the top. Walmsley. Unlucky there, Lachlan Walmsley. He's just kicked it straight into the breadbasket of Luke Dawn. Thought it was Christmas time. Straight to him. And I know it's a lot easier in hindsight, but maybe if he had have been able to reach down and pick it up with those long levers, may have been a better end to that for Souths. There's Connolly. To the same margin now as it was in the round 2 meeting between the two sides. 26-6 for that day at Townsend Oval. Clydesdale.
It's a great clearing kick found the ground. Hope it's
have a look at the wind.
Too far for that wind, mate.
Well, that's going to go. Well, as it hit the back fence, it was still travelling. Such is the strength of the wind.
There's going to be some tough carries coming up here with this wind.
Absolutely bent back there, Lewis Hamilton.
There we go, Ben. Another penalty there. Have you got for shoulder charge, was it?
Believe so. Yeah, it was very strong contact on the South's second rower, Hamilton. Gee, that little ball boy's got a big run now. He's got the ball for the penalty. He's off. It's a tough afternoon for young boys on the sidelines this afternoon. Fight to Toa now. Pumping the legs. And the ball comes back for Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton just 20 metres from the goal line. And he's not getting up here. Doesn't look good. Hasn't even got back to his feet. Playing his 5th match this afternoon of the season for Souths. I'm concerned for Lewis Hamilton at the moment. Very famous name, of course. Very famous driver in the F1s, Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, we mentioned that at the start of the game and we spotted that one out.
He looks to be all right. I wonder what he's like driving. Here's Joe Morris. Fight to Toa. He's still pretty ginger. And it looks as though he's going to leave the ground for a HIA, Lewis Hamilton. They go out the back, Glanville. Short away. The unload. Glanville is able to recover and head towards the line. It's a very staggered defensive line for Maitland, and somehow the ball comes free. They were trying to unload.
Push that pass, yeah, hasn't he?
It was a pass they didn't really need to push with the wind and rain and everything swirling around.
Yeah, I think they're starting to panic a little bit south, so they're pushing the pass a bit there, trying to get closing the score.
Yeah, so Lewis Hamilton leaving the ground for that HIA. And now just heading down the tunnel. Jolted back. And it is teeming down now. Here's Lincoln Smith. Clydesdale. And now Scott Williams. Here's the youngster. Getting a flat ball away. It was Jeremy Gibson.
I didn't realise his last tackle there, Ben. He's wasn't a bad play, but it definitely wasn't a play for last tackle, that's for sure.
He went flat to Josh Griffiths, and it would be difficult to hear out there at the moment. So,
yeah, I think you'd find he had his back turned to the ref. I think he was sure if it was last tackle or not there. I'm sure he would have kicked it if he did know, that's for sure. With Gibson, he's probably got the biggest kick in our whole club, mate. He's only a little kid, but the boot he's got on him, he's got a lot of 40-20s in his game for sure. That's for sure.
Well, you'd assume he'd be looking for one this afternoon with the wind pretty much heading in that direction.
Yeah, that's
behind Maitland.
Yeah, I'll be backing him to definitely, hopefully get one this half.
If you're saying he's got a big boot, he might have to be a little concerned about just making sure he doesn't kick it out on the full.
Yeah, he can kick on our try line, I'd say, and get it down to 40-20 at this rate.
Pass just behind Glanville. Fighter Toa.
You see if the passes can't inbound, the balls is flying everywhere with that wind.
It is. It's right behind Glanville. It's pretty much only short balls. Lachlan Wormsley, well, on another day, he probably catches that and scores.
He's lost his feet there, hasn't he?
And the wind just took the ball infield, didn't it, away from the South's halfback. He's had a couple of chances in the second half, creating chances out of absolutely nothing. Filling in for Jason Keelan, who's out of the side this afternoon, Wormsley. Here's Geordie Connolly.
Elliott's come out of that pretty injured, mate. He's hobbling in the background there.
Yeah, Elliot Jennings not in a good way.
Hopefully he can just run it out.
Barreled over was Joe Morris.
That was Butterfield running it. He's another bloke that's only got one gear. That's flat out.
And now Granger.
We like to call
it back on the
Butterfield No Pain. That's his nickname.
No Pain Butterfield. There
no
you go.
Pain Butterfield.
Maitland have just spilt possession here. 18.5 minutes to go. 20 points the difference. And stranger things have happened. You probably couldn't write Souths off at this point if they go down and score. I think the most tries I've seen scored in a short period of time was 5 tries in 12 minutes. That was in the NRL. I don't know if that's been beaten. It was a game, I think, West Tigers were up 31-0 at Parramatta Stadium. As we see the penalty go the way of the Lions. Quick tap was trying to be taken there by Joe Morris. But back to that game, West Tigers were up 31-0. This is back when Parramatta were pretty much hopeless. And Parramatta scored 30 points in the last 12 minutes and lost 31-30. It was just incredible. So I haven't seen anyone better that.
Tell you what, that game on Thursday night I really enjoyed. It was tit for tat. It was try for try, wasn't it?
82 points in 80 minutes. More than a point a minute.
There's definitely a spectator's game, that's for sure.
And now South spill the ball. So that's been the story of their afternoon. Too many errors. And it's cost them. And that's the thing, in this competition, it is so tight. 3 wins separating first to last. And if you drop your bundle, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't realise that till through the week. I noticed there was 3 wins from first to last, as you said, and it's really good for the competition. I haven't seen this competition as long as I've been playing in it and watching it this so close. And as you said, mate, if you don't turn up on the day, you can get beat by anyone. And that's the attitude we're sort of running with the last couple of weeks. We've just got to turn up every week and put our best foot forward.
In a win this afternoon, takes Maitland up to 12 points on the competition. Wormsley, well, put the glasses down. It looks like Wormsley's going to race towards the goal line. He bursts through the tackle of Luke Dawn, who's unhappy with himself. And maybe, just maybe, Souths have a toehold in this one.
Yeah, I think Dawn there was just trying to go ball and all and get over that football, even rake it, the way he fell off it there. But that was a great try, wasn't it?
Really well done from Lachlan Wormsley, really out of nothing.
He's been pretty solid all game, hasn't he? He's asked the question a fair few times, and he said he's lost his footing a couple of times. There was another day he might have got another couple of 4-pointers.
$28 points to 12 now.
We've given him a bit of a sniff, haven't we, South? So hopefully we can bounce back from this.
And it's only 5 points to 3. 5 tries to 3, I should say. 5 tries to 3, 28 points to 12. The difference is South's conversions have all come from the touchline. Wormsley gets this one right in the wind and the rain. The wind has dropped a little bit, but that's still a superb kick. So 28 points to 14 now. Just beyond 2 converted tries.
Yeah, I can really see this being an arm wrestle today, Ben. Of 28-14, as you said, 15 minutes to go. We'll see what South can come up here. Hopefully we can get an area from him.
Well, Jeremy Gibson there, he went low with the kickoff and it almost bounced up and over Affleck and over the sideline. So South, we said they needed to score points in the 2 minutes preceding. They have done that. And now they've got to score a point a minute to get back level. Martini just asked to go and take that back and play it. Fight to Toa. He's got some great leg drive.
Hasn't he ever? The leg drive there, he was pumping, wasn't he?
You can see what the Knights have seen in him. He's been with the New South Wales Cup side this year. Wormsley turning back on the inside. He went without it. Did the number 16, Connor Brown. On the final play, Morris now to Glanville. Dinking it up and over the top, but Upton scored a try this afternoon. Took that one well. And this is probably one of the most important sets in the match for Maitland here. They just cannot make an error.
Yeah, it's definitely right there, Ben. We're going to make sure we get to the 6th tackle here, that's for sure. Some great meters there from Brendan Horwood.
He's been good the front row for Maitland, as has his counterpart, Jaden Butterfield. Round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. It's the Women in League round this week. Of course, you can see the pink socks for Maitland. There's Gibson.
It's a great kick. It's going to find touch.
Pinpoint from Gibson. Has it taken the leg on the way through of Logan Mitchell?
Mate, Gibson, he's a good young talent. He's going to see himself playing a lot of first grade football. He's got great silky skills with the ball, kicking and passing.
Yeah, the technique on that grubber kick towards the sideline was superb. It was low and wasn't dealt with by Mitchell. In the end, probably lucky it didn't come off the leg and go over the sideline. So it will be a South scrum feed.
Yeah, it's a great set, wasn't it? Followed by a great kick.
So 12 minutes and 6 seconds, that's the number of minutes remaining this afternoon. And South starting the set 10 metres from their own goal line, and now on the first play. It's a good run from Affleck. He's dodging past a couple till he came to Geordie, Connolly and Gibson there to put him down. Morris, now to Cameron King. Trying to get the arms free for the offload. Still can't put him down. Very difficult man to put down. Up against one of his former clubs, Cameron King. Fight to Toa. Now going to push his way towards the Maitland goal line. On the final tackle now here for South. What is the option from Wormsley? He puts it up high. Luke Dawn's left it, and he's going to pay the price. Van Dartel's over. And it silences Maitland Sports Ground. It is not over yet. Well, Luke Dawn left his wingman to take it, and he didn't. And Van Dartel's made them pay. 6 tries for him this year. South leading try scorer.
Well, doesn't that make it interesting now, Ben? This try now, they've all running back on side. You can see the energy from South's team. They've really picked up these last 10 minutes.
Wormsley basically chipped that one between the sticks, and it's 8 points now, the gap. 28 points to 20. Has the foot just been taken off the gas by Maitland? It looks as though Ben Cross is going to his bench. Brendan Simpson is now walking around like a cat on a hot tin roof. He wants to get back out there. Another low kick-off. And this one may have bamboozled Affleck. He's had to go back. He'll do well to get it out of the end goal. He had to wind up there, the south winger. This is a great run from Martini. Another strong performance from the former Australian Rugby Sevens development player.
And offload.
Now Van Dartel.
Souths have definitely got the momentum here, don't they, Ben?
Yeah, full of confidence.
The muscle up here, Maitland.
And now Morris, Glanville, Wormsley. There's some space out here to the right. Wormsley decides to take it himself. There was acres of space. It's almost a 3-on-1 out here. Now they go the short side. Here's a step from Tory Freeman, and Lewis Schneider spilt it. That's a huge mistake.
It was a massive mistake. The South was all momentum there, wasn't it?
So from the kickoff, they'd made over 65 metres, and we weren't even up to the last tackle. And that's into the wind, even though it has dropped substantially.
Yeah, we can't panic here. Maitland, we're just got to, as I said, just do the basic things here and wind it down to try and get this win.
So Jeremy Gibson with the scrum feed, and they win it. Connolly. Another good run from Geordie Connolly.
He's had a fair few hit-ups, hasn't he, when he's come back on to play lock forward. He's just injured himself.
And it's that right leg. Is it cramp, or has he had that ankle just squished a little in the tackle? So if you have just joined us, round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League, the real NRL. And Maitland have been in front for much of the contest.
Looks like Shea Padberg's getting the last instructions. It looks like he might be replacing Geordie Connolly here.
He's going to succumb to that.
Hopefully gets another opportunity to kick a goal after a try here, Ben. So we get 5 from 5.
Yeah, 4 from 4. Perfect record with the boot this afternoon for Shea. 28 points to 20.
It's unlucky with Geordie coming off. He's playing really well. He's done a lot of hit-ups there in the middle.
Scored a try as well this afternoon. First half try. One of the more impressive individual efforts you'll see for a try. So 28 points to 8. That was the scoreline about 10 minutes ago. Maitland were ahead. Now 28 points to 20. And the Lions right up to this one. Right up to their eyeballs in this one.
I felt that in the grandstands, that shot.
Yeah, it was welcome back out onto Maitland Sports Ground. Shea Padberg there. Adam Clydesdale has been at his diminutive best in the hooking role this afternoon. Gibson just chips it up. And well taken at the back by Logan Mitchell, and he is driven into the in goal. It was pinpoint perfect from Jeremy Gibson. That was a great kick.
Great kick, mate. Definitely. See what we can do, what we can come up here.
Playing his first match in the top grade for the season.
We can really close it out if we get a try here, Ben.
It is the short drop out, and Van Dartel gets there. And can he turn what looked to be an offensive set into a try straight away? What a run, swerving up the ground, Van Dartel.
We've got Hayden Grange in the back play here as well, but he looks like he's done his shoulder.
Yeah, so Maitland down to 12 momentarily, and play will go on. Here's Cameron King. He saw Jeremy Gibson and his eyes lit up there. But Gibson was able to put him on the turf. A little bit scrappy for South after King got the ball away, but now a jagged defensive line. And taking them on was Wormsley. He's slow to his feet. He may have copped a heavy bump in that tackle. And spilled by Lewis Hamilton. He's just come back from the HIA and he couldn't handle that one.
See, Scotty Worms just replaced Hayden Granger. Hayden Granger's just gone off the other side, far side of the field with a shoulder injury, and Worms is back on here. So I'm not sure what they're going to do here for the half situation, but it'll be interesting.
But a huge let-off with less than 6 minutes to go.
As you said, from attacking set straight away, we're down on our 20 metre or 25 metres out. Lucky we come up the error.
So here's Griffiths. He's dragged to ground. So a completed set again, the requirement for the Pickers. They go up over the halfway line. Jaden Butterfield. Now Clydesdale. Padberg inside the 40 metre line. And they're just 25 metres away now, Maitland. By that run of Horwood. Out the back it comes Jaden Gibbs. Jeremy Gibson took it beautifully and got it to Griffiths, who went to ground. And again, they don't get to the kick, but what a catch and pass from Jeremy Gibson. That was brilliant. You can see he has got some pedigree, as you've spoken about, Luke.
He's got a lot of ability, mate. He's a very eyes-up footballer, and he's seen an opportunity there, and I think it was the right option at the end of the day. Yeah, we didn't get to the kick, but we still completed. We've got him down here now on the 20-metre line. Hope we just really stiffen up the defence here. It was a great tackle by, who we got? Brendan Horwood. Back slam. Followed up by Butterfield.
Well, you need to remember that name, Jeremy Gibson. He's shown all of his talent thus far in the second half since coming on. Just a lull around Maitland Sports Ground. What will happen here? Glanville, the chip over the top. Will Walmsley get there first? It's taken a right angle turn, and somehow it's Gibson who dives on it at the end of all that. Well, surely he'll be forced to play it.
Gibson's played a lot of the junior reps with North Sydney Bears, and he's come up through the ranks. But as I said, mate, he's definitely a talent.
We'll see how he can close out this one now. They desperately need a try, South. 8 points is the gap. If it gets that frantic, they can get over the line and deny the shot at goal. We see a
penalty there, Ben.
Huge moment in the match.
You'd think if we kick the touch here, mate, and just grind this out, this set of 6, if we lose from here, I'd be very disappointed, that's for sure.
And Luke Dawn just taking his time. Now he decides Adam Clydesdale will take the tap instead. Very intelligent, wasn't it, from the skipper? Two tries for Luke Dawn this afternoon. And he's been rock solid at fullback. Clydesdale now to Padberg. Oh, bent back again. It's been like a punching bag since he's come on.
He's a little pocket rush, eh? He keeps getting up, doesn't he?
Butterfield now, just 10 metres away. Well, it would be the perfect way to end this afternoon. Maitland with a try here. Parent turns it back on the inside. Williams. 5 metres from the line. Clydesdale with a scurry. And Clydesdale will win the 2 points for the Pickers. And don't the home fans love it? He's been superb again. Adam Clydesdale, he leads the Player of the Year point score. He was man of the match last week against Curry, and he's been one of the Pickers' best again this afternoon.
Yeah, you know you're going to get a solid performance out of him week in, week out. He's just the experience he brings to the team and the club in general, mate. He's really good off the field and on the field with the younger kids coming through. But yeah, he just shows the experience there, and he's dived over and he's sealed the deal for us. It'll
be a bitter pill to swallow for Souths after being well in the contest late on. And that error from Lewis Schneider with about 5 minutes to go really took the wind out of their sails. And here is Shea Padberg again. So this is to make it 5 from 5 for him this afternoon. So the conversion that was missed by Williams was taken when he was, of course, off the ground, and it was from way against the touchline, probably with the weather at its worst this afternoon.
I did mention also he was coming on to get his 5 from 5, so hopefully he can bag this one.
And all of them have been fairly close to the posts. Here we go, to keep the 100% record alive. And he's pushed it wide. So it'll remain 32 points to 20. 6 tries to 4 this afternoon. 2 from 4 from the conversion perspective for South, and 4 from 6 for Maitland. This one knocked back. And maybe a late consolation try. An option here, Walmsley. They spin it wide. Now on to Schneider. Gets it away to Logan Mitchell. He spins and it comes free. And that's probably the story of the Lions' afternoon. Errors at critical moments have cost them this afternoon. And it will be the Pickers who make it 3 wins on the trot. They continue their good form up here at Maitland, Sports Ground, against the Lions. The last meeting here was won by the Pickers back in 2016. And now newly redeveloped, they've claimed victory again. And that ends South's 4-match winning streak. And the Pickers will go up above South. They'll leapfrog them on the table on 12 points. So an important result for the home side. And now the sun's out, Luke. It's been 4 seasons this afternoon. We've seen wind, rain, the sun. It's died down again, the wind. So
definitely has been, mate. It's like we're in Melbourne.
Great afternoon of football, though, and a great afternoon for your side.
Yeah, that's for sure, mate. It's a gutsy effort there, so we had to grind out. It got a bit ugly at the end, but another great win for us. And as you said, we jump these guys now, and it puts us in a really good position.
Going forward, you guys next week, Maitland up against Macquarie, away from home at Peacock Field, and South. They're going to be facing a tough test as well. So what are your thoughts on the Scorps next week?
Mate, the Scorps down there at their home ground, they're always tough. They're a very physical team, the Scorps. They have probably underachieved, I believe, this year. They have had a couple of guys leave the club and a couple of injuries, but mate, they'll be there ready, firing to go, and we understand that. And hopefully we haven't got too many injuries with Geordie Collins walking around now for ice on his foot, and Hayden Granger. Hopefully we'll have Ryan Walsh be back. Fingers crossed, mate, and we'll keep this train rolling.
Well, that will wrap it up this afternoon from Maitland Sports Ground. Thanks so much for your company this afternoon, Luke. Great to be on this afternoon at Maitland Sports Ground for this big one with you.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Bar TV, for letting me have the opportunity to do it today. I've had a ball. It was something different, mate, and I've really enjoyed it.
Was it your debut this afternoon?
Debut, mate.
Debut, you did well. You did well. Very much like Cody Clulo did for Maitland. He was superb, so you matched him.
Cheers, thank you, mate. Pleasure.
So that wraps it up this afternoon. Maitland with the 2 competition points, winning this one by 32 points to 20, and that's 2 from 2 for the Pickers against Souths in 2018. We'll catch you next week.